Hello everyone, welcome back to Becca's Book Nook. Today I'm going to be doing the How Well Do You Know Your Books challenge. This challenge was created by Jessie the Reader a couple years ago, I think, so once again I am late to the game, but I have always wanted to do this challenge, so I can't wait to do it for you guys today. So as you can see, I have rearranged my bookshelf into a rainbow order so that my books are sort of not in an organization pattern that I know, and so I'll be surprised. So each shelf behind me has been given a number, starting at number 1 and going across until we get to 10 at the bottom there. And I have entered into a number generator a bunch of numbers that have given me coordinates based on every single one of these questions. So for each question, it's going to give me a number of what shelf I'm going to be going to, and then a number of what book on the shelf I'm going to be grabbing to answer the question. In case I'm still doing a bad job of explaining myself, if for example the number is 517, I'm going to be going to the 5th shelf, which would be this one right here, and picking the 17th book and answering the question in relation to that coordinate. I am really excited for this challenge, but also slightly nervous because I do have quite a few books on my shelf that I have not gotten to yet. So for example, if the question is, can you tell me what the main character's name is of that book, I might not be able to answer it. So I have not read any of the questions and I have no clue which books I'm going to be gravitating towards. So let's just jump right into this. I'm so excited to do this challenge for you guys. So the first coordinates I have are 8, 2. So I'm going to go down to my 8th shelf, which is this one, and grab the second book, which just so happens to be A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. This question says, without looking at the description, what is this book about? So without looking at the description, I'm going to say this is the novella that comes after A Court of Wings and Ruin, and it is basically glorified fanfic, as everyone calls it, where the inner circle is celebrating Christmas, or I forget what they call it in the book, but they're celebrating Christmas, and they're dealing with the aftermath of the war, and Feyre is struggling to get back into her artwork, and Nesta is struggling with all of her trauma, and she doesn't feel comfortable being invited into the family events, and the book basically ends off setting up for a court of, what's it called? The new one, a court of silver flames. I haven't read it yet, but yeah, that's basically what happens in the book. The next coordinates I have are 3, 4, so I'm going to go ahead and gravitate towards my green shelf and see what we have. So this is my Hans Christensen and Andersen tales. It's like a compilation, and the question is, without looking it up, what is the genre of the book? It's fairy tales, so fantasy, I'm gonna say. They're not real, they're stories, so like children's stories, fairy tales, fantasy. The next coordinates I have are 7, 16, and the question is, without looking at the cover, what is on it? So I'm gonna find it. It is Eclipse. I'm not gonna look at it. It's Eclipse by Stephanie Meyer. This sort of helps me, but the cover has the red ribbon on it, it's black, and the title, so. The next coordinates I have are 6, 8, and the question is, without looking it up, what's the main character's name? So let's grab it. So we have 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I'm not going to say that there's one main character of this book, but I'll name the 6 crows if you want. So we've got Kaz, Inej, Jesper, Matthias, Nina, and Wylan. I'd say this is going pretty well for me so far. Maybe I just jinxed it though, so that's not good. The next coordinates are 10, 6. Thankfully, I think I only got one book on the 10th shelf because it's just my shelf where like other books didn't really fit. So I'm gonna grab the 6th one. Here we go. Okay, so I have United as One by Pittacus Lore, and this is part of the I Am Number 4 books. So I'm going to say that a side character, if the main character is John, I'm going to say that one of the side characters is Sam, his human friend. I haven't read these books in a really long time, but Sam is a side character. The next coordinate we have is 7, 11, and the question is, without looking, guess how many pages the book has. If I'm anywhere between 25 pages below or above, then I get the question right. So let's go to 7, 11 and see what book it is. A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I have read this book once, but I have gone and reread certain parts of it, so I'm gonna try and figure this out. We know that there's over 55 chapters. I want to say there's like 600 pages in this, but I want to like come up with a better guess than that. I don't think it's as long as A Court of Wings and Ruin. So let me just think on this. I'm going to say 585. Okay, let's check. It's 624, so not even within 25 pages, but kind of close, I want to say. So that was unfortunate, but we're just going to keep powering through. The next coordinates is 814, and the question is, without looking it up, what rating did you give this book? If you land on a book you haven't read, pick a new set of numbers. Okay, 814. I got the Dark Prophecy, which is book 2 in the Trials of Apollo book. I just read this book at the end of last year, and I'm pretty sure I wasn't a huge fan of the second book, so I want to say I gave it like 3 stars. I think I gave it like 3 stars. And if I'm talking about, I normally rate my books out of 10, I think I probably gave this book a 7. So I am looking at my book journal where I keep all my book rankings, and I gave The Dark Prophecy by Riordan 7 out of 10, which is what I said. The next coordinates are 4-2, and it says, without looking, where does this book take place? So we have The Lost Hero by Riordan. So this book takes place at Camp Half-Blood, so in New York. Is it in like Long Island or Rhode Island or something like that? I don't remember. Long Island, maybe, something like that. And then I feel like I don't know if they go somewhere else. They go on like this big dragon trip across places. I'm trying to remember if they're in like with the wind gods for a while up there. Yeah, I did it. That was a good enough job. The next coordinates are 7-7, and it says, without looking, what are the parents' names? So I haven't read this book yet. So I do still want to participate in this question. So I'm gonna pick 7-8. I want to pick one of the ones surrounding it. So I decided to just go with the book right beside it, which is 7-6, and it's Clockwork Prince, and the parents' names in the book they don't really have parents, but their like metaphorical parents are Charlotte Fairchild and Henry Branwell. Okay, so this question requires a hardcover, so I'm really hoping that the one I land on is a hardcover, and if it's not, I'm just going to go to the closest hardcover to it. But it is 5-2, and it is, without looking at the hardback, what color is the book under the dust jacket? What are the odds that I land on the one hardcover book that I have that doesn't have a dust jacket? Obviously, I'm not counting this. I'm going to go to the closest hardcover to it, which I believe is Ghosts of the Shadow Market by Cassie Clare, and I'm going to say that the hardcover under the book jacket is black. I feel like most of hers are black. This next question also requires a hardcover, so I'm going to just do the exact same thing I just did. The coordinates are 3-17, and it says, without looking, is there anything such as an imprint or an image of some sort on the hardcover? So I landed on a book that it was not hardcover, so I just went with the closest to, which is Chain of Gold. So without looking at the hardback, I don't think there's an imprint, so I'm going to say no. Pristine. This is another hardback question, so doing the same thing again, and it is 3-8. Without looking, what color is the font on the hardback spine? Okay, let's do this. This might be harder than I'm expecting. So we got Insurgent by Veronica Roth. I have not read this book since like the 7th grade, so I want to say that the book itself is green. On the inside, it's like a light olive green, and I want to say that the spine is like, I want to say gold. I don't know. I'm going to say it's like silver or gold, like something metallic. Like gold, I think. Queen! What the hell? I haven't read this in so long. That's just a good guess on my part. The next coordinates are 9, 7, and this is going to be a fun question because it says, without looking at the chapters, do they have number titles or name titles? Like, do they have actual titles or are they just numbers? I'm excited. I really don't. I never remember what my books have. So 9, 7. It's another book that I don't think I ever even finished this book. But I want to say they're just numbered. I don't know. It's just like an instinct I have. Yeah, girl. I literally didn't even get this far in the book, but they're numbers. Okay, my next coordinates are 212, and it is without looking at the cover of the book, does it have an award on it? So it is 212. Let's go. We have City of Fallen Angels. This has got to be on like the New York Times bestseller list, but I think that's it. Like, I don't think there's any other sort of award on it. Let's see the truth. No award, but it does say New York Times bestselling series, of course. Okay, so the next coordinates are 6, 6, and the question is, without looking, is there any author blurbs on the front cover? Another Cassie Clare book. So I'm going to say that no, there's no author blurbs on the cover, on the front cover. So yeah, I'm going to, oh, hold on. This is stressing me out. I'm going to say no, but I'm like nervous now. Like maybe at the top. I didn't even look if City of Fallen Angels did. I should have done a better scope of the cover. I'm going to say no. No, this is so much fun so far. I'm just living because I'm getting them right, I guess. As soon as I get one wrong, I'm not going to be enjoying it as much. Okay, the next coordinate is 7, 4, and the question is, without looking, does this book have a description on the back? We've got another one I haven't read, The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. So because it's a soft cover, I'm going to say yes, there is a description on the back. Normally, there only isn't one if it's a hardcover, so I'm going to say yes. I'm really hoping there is. I don't remember, so let's take a look. There is. Okay, thank God I got a pretty easy one that I could do without having read the book, so we're good. The next coordinates are 1, 7. I think there's only a couple that are on the first shelf, so this is exciting. And the question is, without looking, does this book have an author photo? So let's grab it. It's The Battle of the Labyrinth. I'm going to say yes, it does. I'm pretty sure most of Rick Riordan's books have like a tiny little photo of him. On the back, I think. I'm nervous now. I'm going to say yes. Is it just on the back or? Oh no! I got that wrong. That's so sad. I'm disappointed in myself. Okay, the next coordinates are 7, 8, and I think this is going to be one of my most difficult questions. The question is, without looking it up, is this author using a pen name? Let's get to it. We have The Last Olympian by Rick Riordan. I really don't think Rick Riordan's a pen name. I'm going to say no. I've never heard of anyone say that before. I'm pretty sure that's his real name. He's been using it for like forever, so. No? I guess I'll look it up after, but no, I'm going to say no. The next set of coordinates are 4, 7, and the question is, without peeking, is this book written in first or third person? Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. I'm going to say third person. I vividly remember it saying Alice was thinking. So let's just take a quick look. Alice was rather doubtful. Third person. Okay, the next coordinates are 115, and the question is, without looking, are there any pictures or graphics in this book? So we've got my original copy of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I am going to say no pictures or graphics. No pictures or graphics. I have read that book nearly like 7 times though, so it's no surprise that I didn't get that one wrong. The next coordinates are 6, 4, and the question is, without checking, does this book have an epilogue? Let's see. I got Empire of Storms. I've only read this book once, and it was last summer. I feel like I remember this book ending pretty badly. I'm gonna say that there isn't an epilogue. Yeah, that's my final answer. Let's check here. Chapter 72, chapter 73, 74. Chapter 75 is the last chapter, and then there's acknowledgements. No epilogue. The next coordinates are 5, 4, and the question is, without looking, does this book have a prologue? We're just getting all the Percy Jackson books today because the book we have here is The Titan's Curse by Riordan, and no, this does not have a prologue. It just starts right at chapter 1. The next coordinates that we have are 2, 4, and the question is, without looking, is this book signed? I don't have any signed books, so I'm gonna just automatically say no, but I don't know, let's check. Yeah, so we've got Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. It's definitely not signed, so I wish I had a signed book, but nope, definitely not signed. Next coordinates are 6, 13, and the question is, without looking, do the page numbers have a design above or below them, or not at all? This is gonna be hard, okay. So we've got City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. Do the page numbers have designs? I feel like Cassie's page numbers maybe have like lines beside them, but I don't think there's anything above or below. Maybe below? If there is a design, I think it's beside or below. Yeah, I was right about the beside. We've got 2 little lines beside the numbers. The next coordinate we have is 7, 17, and it is, without looking, are the acknowledgements in the front or the back of the book? Okay, I feel like most of them are in the back, but let's check.
7, 17.
Okay, so we have Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Meyer. I'm gonna say the back because I feel like most books have their acknowledgements in the back, but maybe I'm wrong, but I'm gonna say the back. Oh yeah, I was like, yeah, acknowledgements. I also didn't know that there's a vampire index back here. It's like really exciting for me. I'm gonna have to look at that later. So I actually skipped one, so we're gonna go back. The coordinates that I missed were 4, 15, and the question is, without looking, do the chapter headers have designs on them? Okay, so it's The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I just finished this book and I don't remember. I'm gonna say that they do have designs. And I would be wrong because here's chapter 9 and it's just a smooth, clean chapter head. So I would be wrong. Okay, the second last coordinates are 5, 13, and it says, without looking, what year was this book published? Okay, so this is going to be hard. Let's take a look. So we have Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. So this was published for the 20th anniversary in, I want to say I was in grade 11, so it was 2018. I feel like 2018 was the 20th anniversary, and it was originally published in 98. Maybe it was 97 though. I'm stressed now. I think it's 98, so let me just double check. 2007. Shit. I said that. 2017. 97. I'm a fake fan, but I had it in my brain. I was mixed up between the two, but yeah, 2017. I knew it was in grade 11, one of those dates. The last set of coordinates is 3-3. Without looking, what year did you read this book? Let's see. City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I first read this book in grade 7. I first read this book in grade 7, so 2013 was the first year I read this book. That's not when it came out, but I did read that series for the first time in that year. This video was so much fun for me to make. I just want to give a thank you to Jessie over at Jessie the Reader for creating this tag and for having it be so much fun. And if you enjoyed watching me scramble around trying to answer the questions, please remember to give this a like and hit that subscribe button for more bookish content from me. I post every Wednesday. I will also link my socials down below if you want to follow me over there. But for now, I will see you in my next video. Thanks. Have a good one.